We should all like.
We should reclaim our baggage.
Right. Whereas if they've been trying to have only gays feel a certain thing about what they want to do, right? Well, I think it's just as perverse what we want to do, and I think that that's even truer.
But you'd say it's not perverse. It's just as perverse in that neither is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well. Either way you want to do it, like, you know, you would take the word perverse, you know, however you want to do it. You could say it's not perverse at all, it's healthy, whatever, but I prefer that it's all perverse. It is. I mean, the fact is, if you have a body part and you want to do a certain thing with a body part and involving another's body part, it's all pretty crude stuff, you know? It's all pretty.
There be fluids involved.
Yeah, fluids. It's a hard to kind of. I mean, that whole rhetoric where people try to get it. Oh, it's not sex, it's love. We're making love, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, that's such a lie. Come on. I mean, you may love someone and live with them and do the sex thing, but when you're doing the sex thing, you're doing the sex thing. You're not like sitting there thinking like, boy, what a dear person this is. As I stroke my one there.
There aren't people, I don't think, in Marshall who have sex unless they are in love, right? So the two things aren't separated, so it's a very pointless distinction, isn't it? At least here on the prairie.
Yeah, here in one of the notches of the Bible Belt.
If it's a notch, that means it gets one of those prongs shoved in it.
Yep, penetration of the Lord.
No, I'm all for. I mean, I like the idea of loving somebody and even becoming attached to the sex thing with a particular person. That's fine with me. I understand it anyway. I'm not saying I push it like you should do that. If you prefer having sex with other people, you know, different people every night or whatever, that's
other people than yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that too. But that's fine with me, and if that works for you, I got no problems with it. No judgment of you. That's all perfect. But you know, I'm just saying I could sympathize more with somebody who gets attached to one particular dear person, one person they love, and
so what about the whole idea that
where I'm attached to one person?
We're in an area that the thought runs that the only purpose of sex is creation.
That's just stupid.
Well, but I mean, it's a fact. I mean, most of America believes.
It's a fact that most people believe that. I don't think they believe that truly. I believe that a lot of people adopt that rhetoric, but as they're actually doing the thing, or as they're actually moved, if they ever are truly sexual creatures, they're not, you know. If you're truly sexual, you're truly sexual. You know, you're into the sex thing. You love the thought of sex, and that's just getting into the animal fact, you know.
Tim? We'll be back to Tim in a moment. As we skip through this lull in the conversation, use condoms.
What about
just a little social message?
Bottoms, I'm sorry, ladies.
Let's go back to ladies' bottoms. I like that.
Bottoms. That's the thing. What I was trying to say about
Significant.
What I'd like to say about ladies' bottoms is that it evidences a certain thing about heterosexuality, which I find interesting and never pursued, you know, because like gay men like bottoms, right? They like other men's bottoms, but they don't like ladies' bottoms. Now it's strange to me that with the heterosexual thing, you know, heterosexuals like heterosexual men talk about
bottoms.
Women's bottoms, though, not men's. You know, women's bottoms. And that's different. Like, why, if you're into women, right, the essence of a woman, allegedly, and the kind of neat theory of it, the neat theory of it is that you'd be into vagina, or, you know, the woman is vagina, you know, there's the womb, but no, men a lot of times also are interested in the lady's bottom.
Why is that? I mean,
Because you're queer?
well, then you go back to queer theory, then
No, I don't think it's that easy.
But I think it's more of an aesthetic, though. I mean, looking at the shape of a woman's bottom, and usually that aesthetic is influenced by media.
No, they've been influenced by queers. That's the thing. I mean, men aren't naturally attuned, to a woman's rectum. This is something that's been conditioned.
He said rectum.
He's like a pastor. He's got that pastor rhetoric.
This is something that society has done to men. Has, perverted them.
So they've rectumized us.
Rectum.
Rectum. Damn near killed the son of a bitch. Now that Joe's gone, let's monopolize some of the time.
This is what I've been waiting for. Eating pizza on camera.
He's very interested in getting his ideas about human sexuality out to the viewing public. I'm suspicious about this. I don't think these are things that should be talked about outside the confines of the home. And then only, between consenting married adults in the darkness of the bedroom.
Which is interesting that you bring that up. Most discussions of sexuality are in the arena of male conversation. I mean, unless you subscribe to a woman's magazine. For instance, I've been reading a lot of Cosmopolitan and Redbook because my wife subscribes to it. And it's interesting how every headline. I won't turn down myself because I can't see myself.
Instead we get me eating pizza.
We'll turn it on Joe. Because most of the headlines are 10 ways to please your man. The 3 big secrets that will turn your man on. I mean, every headline that is geared to get a woman to read this magazine is geared towards sexually pleasing a man and under the guise of a woman's magazine. So I think it's an obvious sort of theory is that these magazines are still male-centered. Sexual discussion is still in the privy of it's of the males. I mean, unless you read Ms. Magazine, which you'll never find in this
Bust.
planet.
You read that?
Whenever I can.
Have you read Bust?
When I travel out of town. No.
It's a good magazine.
I thought you were making a joke.
No. It's a good magazine. What is? It's called Bust. It's a feminist magazine.
But very rare, you find the marginalized magazines that will have actual discussions of female sexuality. When you read the so-called books that are geared, that target women, the discussion is from a male point of view. I mean, it's always how to please us. Not that I'm against that.
The guy's magazine is How to Get in a Threesome.
Right. With Japanese twins.
Few people are.
But the people on camera don't know, so they know it now. I mean,
Twins won.
Oh, yeah.
Cubs won.
Looks like the Twins are heading for another title.
Hey, let's talk about the Vikings.
Which Vikings?
Vikings that swallow or the ones that suck?
Norway or Iceland or what?
Yeah. The Purple Vikings.
I'll tell you, you Vikings, here's my vision of the season. What you want to do is fall behind early, like get crushed, but then have Culpepper and Moss just continually hook up and down the field, so you lose every game like 41-28 or 48-41-31. That would be good for my team because I have Culpepper and Moss.
I think Culpepper and Moss do hook up. Tennessee life means nothing to me.
My vision of the Viking season is that they'll dominate for the whole season, go to the playoffs, lose in the first ass
Go
in
to
the
the
first.
Super Bowl and get blown out.
They'll be winning the playoff, the NFC Championship game by 40 points by halftime, give it up, and the people of Minnesota will be totally crushed again.
I think they're gonna.
And the Packers will. take it.
I think they'll
There's no
do
way.
very well so long as they don't play any teams with an offense.
Well, it's unfortunately they have to play the Packers twice, so there's 2 losses there.
The Fudge Packers.
Yeah.
You know, being crushed makes us better people.
Yeah. But I don't think the Vikings reflect on Minnesotans because I think the Minnesota spirit is stronger than that. I mean, look at the Twins.
Spirit
I mean,
perfectly captured.
Because when the Twins go to the playoffs with the great season they had and get their asses kicked in the first,
Twins aren't going to go to the playoffs.
yeah, 13 games in the lead.
15 ahead now.
They'd have to die in a plane
I think
crash.
there's 16 games ahead now.
Oh, I'm sorry, if they do, I don't mean it. God love them. I don't want them to die in a plane crash.
They have a shot at home field, actually. They're
But
like 3 games behind Seattle or something. Home field in the playoffs.
What's that,
New
Bicey?
York.
What'd you say? What'd you fucking
It
say?
was about baseball, and it just isn't important. Let's get back to Joe's fantasy life.
Yeah.
I always heard biatch.
So are we winding down here on
I don't know what the time for
Censor TV?
Censor
I don't think
TV.
they were ever wound there.
Is this show ever going to make it?
What do you mean make it?
Well, I mean, half our
syndication?
shows never make it on the air. I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. We get them on eventually.
Oh yeah.
We just keep prodding.
plugging along, say, this is how you push play. Do we need to come in and push it? No,
Our discussion of the Vikings might be pretty embarrassing when people, see it in January.
How's that?
Well,
Keep on.
if we are in fact wrong about the Vikings.
Oh yeah, there's a big chance of that.
I think we have history on our side. History is on our
History and all
side.
of common sense that
I
we
could
can
lay
muster.
money down right now.
I would
They're
too.
not gonna win
Yeah,
the
if
Super
there was some
Bowl.
kind of bet that will the Vikings win the Super Bowl? Yeah, bet everything you have, baby.
The Vikings are like
People used to say that about Denver.
Vikings are
Well, they played the Packers.
the anti-Ravens as far as defense. They're like you can count on them. The Ravens have come to be like a defense. You can count on them. They've got a good defense. And Minnesota for the ever since that embarrassing playoff loss to Atlanta, it's been downhill. Their whole defense has been falling apart steadily, and they've done nothing to repair it. And
Which is a big disappointment for Minnesota fans who, of a certain age who grew up with great Viking
Yeah.
defenses. I mean, teams predicated on super defense.
When was that?
Purple People Eaters in the 70s were incredible. They're down. I mean, the
Page.
best defensive lineman ever in Alan Page and Marshall, Eller, Gary Larson, Sutherland, Wally Hilgenberg, Matt Blair, Jeff Seaman, Paul Krause, the all-time interception
He
leader.
said Seaman.
and the best wide receiver ever in the game, Bryce.
Let's move
to
on
date.
to the U.S. Open.
Okay.
Who do you like this year?
Tiger Woods.
No, not golf. The U.S. Open. We're talking tennis or we're talking sports.
Serena Williams.
I don't watch.
Serena?
Yeah, women's tennis I do.
Venus in the
I assume you're
U.S. Open.
thinking that the men's tennis isn't worth
No, let's
Yeah, well,
talk about men's.
I like Borg
Oh yeah?
in the men's.
Bring it on.
He never won the U.S. Open. Maybe this
Right,
is his
that's
year.
what I'm saying.
I'm totally bourgeois, and I sit around watching tennis with my, lime water in my hand.
No, you just watch fucking
Yeah.
golf. What are you talking
No,
about?
I don't watch. I don't watch golf
You
either.
watch golf?
No, I don't.
Are you
I watch women's tennis. I
Who
don't
watches
watch.
this golf? You could turn the TV on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and there'll be like 4 golf.
You don't do
matches
Quaaludes.
on,
That's your problem. You need to do Quaaludes.
Man, I mean, it's bad enough that people
So
play
it's
golf.
like you're
But
doing
who the
the
fuck
bourgeois
watches
activity,
golf?
but you subvert it by taking
Well, the thing is I look at who's playing the sport. When I lived in the city, no, honestly, when I lived in Milwaukee,
No, the thing is,
who was playing the sport of
there are very
tennis?
few songs
Not
to play on.
African Americans, Mexicans. It was predominantly white, upper class.
Golf.
No,
Not
tennis. But
Golf was very
no, but this is the misnomer about golf is you go when I would go on a public golf course in Milwaukee in the inner city, on Milwaukee County Golf Course.
Inner city golfing.
No, there would be the people that were on the
Is this,
golf
with
course were
Frisbees?
black, Mexican, Hmong, and I very rarely saw white people on the golf course because
I
it was
think
so
that's
cheap.
True here too.
It was so cheap. Yeah, it's in Marshall.
Mini golf?
No, it's regular golf. I mean, it has become